Cybersecurity has become a major issue for organizations handling sensitive financial, medical, commercial, or governmental information. New technology makes it possible for small and simple organizations to achieve initial cybersecurity compliance in 7 days or less. A recent webinar by security firm Tenable noted that large and complex organizations may need 6 or 8 months to achieve compliance with the cybersecurity framework. In 2013, a presidential executive order was enacted to encourage an improved level of cybersecurity for all parts of the critical infrastructure of the United States. There are 16 key industries identified as being in need of cybersecurity services. Several of these are dominated by small businesses. For example, healthcare, financial services, and commercial facilities are listed by the 2012 U.S. Business Census as totaling over 2.3 million small businesses with 20 or fewer people per location. In February of 2014, the National Institute of Standards and Technology issued the Cybersecurity Framework to provide technical guidance for businesses of all sizes. The NIST Cybersecurity Framework starts with 5 functional categories. These categories are further divided into 99 subcategories, with several hundred recommended safeguards taken from ISO, COBIT, and NIST. The NIST protocols needed to complete an NIST Cybersecurity Framework program are free to download. They are also voluminous and less than user-friendly. Millions of small businesses lack the technical sophistication to use the NIST documents directly. At the same time, small businesses are increasingly targeted for cyber attacks because they are easy targets. Using automation and software developed for larger firms, it is now possible to very quickly cybersecure a small site. Costs are modest, with single-site programs priced as low as $150 a month on a 3-year contract. Initial compliance is typically achieved in less than 7 days, with maintenance requiring only a few hours per month. As noted on page 14 of the NIST Cybersecurity Framework Guidance document, the cybersecurity framework process can be boiled down into 7 steps. The first step in cybersecurity compliance is to locate sensitive data and inventory the current safeguards now used to protect that data. Assessing initial safeguards is simplified using an online inventory form. Day 2 of the approach to cybersecurity compliance involves creating the initial information security risk assessment and determining acceptable levels of risk. The automated risk calculation engine combines with the online safeguards inventory to create a reproducible risk assessment in as little as a few hours. This compares favorably to the 2 to 3 days typically needed for a manual information security risk assessment. Risks to the integrity, availability, and security of protected information are divided into environmental risk, human error, malicious insider, and malicious outsider attacks. High-risk scores are marked in red. Much of the high apparent risk scores are due to lack of documentation as much as from true lack of security. After the initial risk assessment, a list of needed safeguards must be created and prioritized. The automated risk assessment software provides impact-sorted gap analysis of missing or undocumented safeguards as part of the report suite for each risk assessment report. Once identified, new safeguards need to be scheduled and implemented as resources allow. Typically, annual staff training is insufficient, but is required for all persons handling protected information. Online staff-paced education and testing is provided as part of the ACER2 cybersecurity system. Security training for all employees includes review of key cybersecurity safeguards. Managers and technical staff may be provided with additional training. In addition to security awareness training, 7 or 8 key safeguards are typically identified as needing immediate activity. Some of these safeguards, notably SI3 antivirus, SI8 spyware protection, and CP9 information system backup, are typically in place but not fully documented. Other policies, such as incident response, may need to be created using examples based on other small business experiences. The policy examples provided are readily modified to meet local conditions. The status of the newly updated safeguards is recorded on day 5, followed by a creation of a second risk assessment. Typically, the documentation and risk assessment will require less than an hour. Risk assessments following training, initial policy creation, and existing safeguard documentation will typically show a much improved risk status. Environmental and human error risks are significantly reduced by employee training and the documentation, and upgrading where necessary, of backup procedures. Risks due to malicious insiders and malicious outsiders usually remain undesirably high at this point in the process. Following initial policy implementation, malicious insider and malicious outsider risks are addressed using a perimeter intrusion prevention system. This is a significant upgrade to the usually present firewall and provides bidirectional protection from unauthorized data released by malicious insiders and cyber attacks by malicious outsiders. Recommended in the banking industry since the year 2000, a UTM appliance should be part of any small network handling sensitive information. Larger networks may prefer larger server-based systems, but appliances are available to handle in excess of 50 gigabits of bandwidth. A number of inexpensive unified threat management appliances are available from reputable vendors such as current Gartner IPS leader Fortinet, Sophos, and SonicWall, now owned by Dell. Full disclosure, both Fortinet and Sophos are minority stockholders in ACR2 Solutions. Following UTM installation, data from the first day of UTM unit operation is used to create an updated risk assessment. Following the input of the UTM data, a new risk assessment can be created by pressing the Finalize Answers button. After one full day of UTM activity, the organization should be able to document initial compliance. Risks in green are defined as being low and require only monitoring. Medium risks, marked in yellow, require remediation in a reasonable period of time, often defined by regulators as 1 year. The regulatory framework is a cyclical process of locating data, assessing risks to that data, identifying updated safeguards, and implementing those safeguards. Good practice calls for Step 4 risk assessments to be updated quarterly. NIST recommendations for appropriate safeguards are continuously evolving and are automatically updated in the ACR2 Cybersecurity Management System. This example shows a small site medical organization that went from a highly vulnerable condition to full NIST cybersecurity compliance in just over 7 months. Other cybersecurity issues may exist for particular organizations. The ACR2 Automated Risk Management System is currently under evaluation for certification as a qualified anti-terrorism technology by the Department of Homeland Security. This will primarily affect federal contractors. In the long-regulated medical industry, some estimates calculate that a majority of data breaches are perpetrated by subcontractors and business associates. The automated ACR2 risk management system can be used to manage risks for groups of sites and groups of groups. Existing ACR2 customers are currently able to handle security for dozens of locations from a single console. While large multi-site systems can and have been handled using the software, it's largely directed to small sites and groups of small sites. Single location sites can be managed for as little as $150 a month, and group discounts are available. UTM devices are easily installed by almost any network administrator. North American resellers for Fortinet, Sophos, and SonicWall are shown in this slide. For more information, go to one of these websites or contact one of the individuals shown. Thank you for your time.